welcome back to another installment of the Basics. This is the last in a series of 5 episodes based around the colors of Magic the Gathering, and today I'm going to talk to you about white. Now, I've mentioned before, white is one of the weakest colors. I'm not a big fan of it, even though I do have a deck made up of white. Let me show you what I'm talking about, because it's a bit more intricate than you may think. White is the color of healing and all that is good in the game. If you can tell, the lands are all nice, calm plains of wheat and cool things like that. Unfortunately, white has some of the weakest creatures and cards in the game. There's a lot of 1/1, 1/2 creatures. Helionaut, for example. Now, while he does have flying, and you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, it is very limited. It costs 3 to bring it out, which is kind of high for a 1/2 creature. Now, there are good cards in the white suit. You have Hero's Resolve, which only costs 2 to bring out. Enchanted creature gets +1, +5. So if you use it on Helionaut, for example, Helionaut would now become a 2/7 creature. Great for defending. Unfortunately, attacking still isn't worth shit. Sorry to say. Other good cards like Holy Day prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. That does come in handy, but after a while your opponent's going to negate that, especially if he has cards in his deck to get rid of instants. Like I mentioned, Honorable Scout, 1/1. Costs 1 to bring it out. You can bring it out early. It's a decent card. When Honorable Scout comes into play, you gain 2 life for each black and or red creature target opponent controls. So if your opponent's playing a black or red deck or a combination, it's good for that, but it's pretty much useless against any other color because it is a 1/1. Not much going on there. You have cards like Prismatic Strands, prevents all damage that sources of the color of your choice would deal this turn. Useful card. It costs 3 to bring it out, which is getting up there, but it's very useful. You do have a couple power cards in different types. You have Disenchant. Costs 2 to bring out as an instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If you're playing a white deck, you need to have lots of these type cards in your deck. You are going to be relying on them. And Conservator. Costs 4 to bring out though. And it is an artifact, but you want to have it in a white deck. Prevent the loss of up to 2 life. Now, as I mentioned before, some colors require dependence on artifacts. White is one of those colors. You need to have a good array of artifacts in this deck for it to be successful. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care what you think in this case because it is true. It is very true. Now, white is that color where on its own it's so-so, even with cards like Circle of Protection artifacts, which you have to have in a white deck, or Divine Offering, which destroys a target artifact, and you gain life equal to the artifact's casting cost, which will help you. But one thing that I've found that works well is mixing white with blue. They complement each other very nicely, and because they both have flying creatures, you can create a white-blue combination flying deck that actually will help you win games. But as I said, you've got to research this before you build a deck, especially when you're dealing with white. Have a great day, everybody.